I had a thought. Specifically about this book. Where do you go when you want more information on something? Well, you want to go to the library, of course. And we do have a library in the Stronghold, so at some point I'm going to go over there and check out if there's any books there about the Lost Portal and see what I can find out. Before that, however, I need to prove a bunch of people wrong. So a little while ago, I released a video about cleaning up water out of the ocean. Now, I said that sponges were not the way to clean up large quantities of water and that you should use a honey and slime block flying machine. And while most of you agreed with me, there were, of course, those in the comments who said absolutely not, that it would take way longer to do that. So it's time to prove them wrong. Here I have a very simple honey farm. We'll turn all these into honey blocks. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and show the progress I made. Did some AFKing over in my slime farm here. And managed to get a bunch of slime as well. I'll just hop down there so we can show you. So we're going to turn those into honey blocks, turn those into slime blocks, and then we're going to go ahead and start getting rid of all of that water. Now, there is something else I'm going to need. I'm going to need to get rid of that ocean monument. Now, there's a few ways I could go about doing that. However, the way that I've decided to go about it is to simply mine it out, which means I'm going to need some invisibility potions, and it would be nice to have some respiration enchanted as well. So I'm going to try and sort that out, as well as sorting out getting all the slime blocks. Before all that, I needed a few things for the potions. Namely, fermented spider eye, which means I need spider eyes. Killing a bunch of spiders over the course of less than one Minecraft night got me all the eyes I needed. Having looting 3 really helped in that regard, but we got the eyes we needed and it was time to move on to the next ingredient. Okay, we've got the fermented spider eyes we need. Now we need some netherwort and some blaze rods. We will put the spider's eye in here so I know where they are. As for the netherwort and blaze rods, fortunately I found a blaze spawner earlier in the series here, so put all this stuff away. That needs to go back into the system here until I have enough to make another honey block. So off to the nether we go for some netherwort and some blaze rods. Alright, next thing I want to say is that the nether is a terrible, horrible place. And I'm going to be basing there this season. What was I thinking? It would have cost me nothing not to do this, and yet I've decided to do it anyways. Anyways, I did get a few blaze rods here, then I died once, and then found some netherwort. After that, it was back to the base for some potion brewing. Alright, first and foremost, the nether is a terrible place. Just want to put that on the record. However, we do have everything we need, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. And grab all my water. So far, we're probably around 45 minutes into this, but we'll go ahead and round that up to an hour. Alright, and it looks like we are ready to head off and mine that monument down. Now, I did a little bit of testing, and it does look like I can get away with 2 pieces of equipment. So we're going to leave our helmet on, as well as our booties. And I can get away with that plus a pickaxe. So we'll leave the rest in here. We have doors just to make some air down at the bottom there as we're mining away. And then, of course, we have our invisibility potions. So it's time to get going here. Editor Grim here. We did get rid of the monument, and there will be a time-lapse of that later, but I broke up the time when I removed the monument and when I removed the water, and I just felt that things flowed a little bit better with one time-lapse instead of 2 smaller ones. So the time-lapse is coming. It will show me tearing down the monument and removing the water all at once. Alright, so good news, bad news is... Good news is we've gotten rid of the monument. We also flattened out the whole area down to this level here. That wasn't really necessary. It did mean I had to make, I think, 4 more of those potions. So overall, we are just over 3 hours on this section alone. So overall, we're about 4 hours into this project of clearing the sand. As for the bad news, well, here, if I go into creative mode, because I have to do that. In here, this is how the fast travel buttons work. It just teleports. Now, you see this is at P. I may have screwed up when I first did this and put at E. And I changed it because before... we'll have to just do this. Yeah, see, this one, it just teleports me. But if I offer a world download when the season is done, that doesn't help you guys. So I changed to @E by mistake. And we had a little problem in here. That problem culminated with the death of all of my villagers. So, yeah, we have to fix this. Now, fortunately, I am still on 120.4. I do have a mod that gives me the auto crafters and things like that, but it doesn't affect the villager trades, I don't think, so I should be able to fix this still. It's just going to take a lot of work. So we'll have to do that, and we have to fix our arch too. So we'll have to do that, but before that, we have one more thing to do before we can build a flying machine to clear all that water, and I need observers, and, well, I need redstone dust. That's what I need. I have one observer right now. I have one redstone dust. It's not enough. I also need a bunch more sticky pistons. Hopefully I have the slime to pull that off. So the question is, where do I get redstone? Well, we're going to go back down to our mining area. Oh my god, I'm still creative. Back into survival mode because we don't play in creative. We only show off things that we need to show off. But we're going to go back to our mining area here. And if you remember way back earlier in the season, we built a tunnel bore. I don't think I have any redstone in here. I have diamonds down here, though, and lapis. But no, I do not have any redstone. But back way earlier in the season, we built ourselves a tunnel bore down here. Now, I think what I'm going to do is rip this down because we're tunneling into an area lately that... Ooh, look, redstone right there. If I remember correctly, like right on the other side of this wall is a huge cavern. Maybe I don't remember correctly. Oh, we'll grab the redstone since we're here. We're going to push this tunnel bore along and see if we can get some redstone. I mean, we already got 30 dust out of those 4 alone, so it really shouldn't take long to get as much as we need. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and we'll see you guys when I have the redstone dust. Well, look who I found. One of my villagers decided to come home after all. Guess he managed to survive the incident. So let's go ahead and see if we can just nudge him to safety. You know what? I'll take it. We will get your friend in there, and then we will close that up. There we go. Woohoo! A little more painful than that needed to be. However, they should now be safe. We will put a roof on that as well, just to keep them extra super safe. All right, now that we have our villagers safely enclosed so that they're not going to die, we have to deal with a problem down here. So, in that teleportation issue we had earlier, I also lost my iron golem down here, so the slimes have no reason to hop over and then jump into their death. Also, because I needed a bunch of cobblestone for the pistons and observers and stuff, I went and mined out a whole nother layer. You can see down there, there's some bits and bobs. That's because, see, I play with gamma on. Usually at least for while I'm recording. And I forgot about the fact that we need light down there to stop them from spawning. So we're going to go ahead and put some light down there. And then we're going to mine this down a little bit. And we're going to build another platform. And we're going to build a couple of iron golems so that the slime hop off to their death. Okay, I am back with new campfires. Everything else is in. Whoop. And we're just going to yoink, 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 yoink. But now there's one more thing I need. See, I do have the iron blocks. But now I do need the pumpkins to turn them into jack-o'-lanterns so that I can put the iron golems in. So we're off to find some pumpkins. Okay, we are now back with everything we need. We're not going to worry about that lapis. We got plenty. We're going to take the bamboo fence. I really should have brought an ender pearl or something. Oh well, too late now. Shear, shear. No, get out of the wall. There we go. Okay. He is no longer dying. Everything is fine. All right, first iron golem is in. All right, and you go... let's actually... I just don't want him to suffocate in the wall again. Perfect. Break this, break this. And we now have 2 levels to our slime farm. Speaking of which, we need to do some AFKing here. Because, well, we don't have enough slime. We're a little bit short on slime and honey, but as we're AFKing here, the honey will be continually being developed over in the industrial area. Or over in the spawn chunk. Alright, so we got a problem here. So, if we go into here, in my AFK spot down there, I AFK'd for about an hour and got 2 slime balls. Then I went to my base and AFK'd for about an hour and I got 6. So, first of all, my AFK spot doesn't seem to be working all that well. And I think that's probably because there's a whole bunch of caves down below me that haven't exactly been lit up. So that's a problem. The other problem is the amount of AFK time I would need is just too high. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to take my fancy looting sword. We're going to get a bunch of rockets. And we're going to go and find a swamp. Just do this. 700, negative 209. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and head to that swamp. And we're just going to kill a bunch of slime and get the slime balls we need. All right, so the first night in the swamp is complete, and I have this much slime, which honestly isn't terrible. For the first probably half the night, I was just kind of sitting up here trying to use that to spot the slime, and that wasn't the play. Swinging down, flying through the area to spot them is the play, so honestly, I feel like I can probably get this done in about 3 to 4 nights. The only problem is I really got to find a way to deal with the other mobs because, especially the zombies that tend to horde up when you hit one. Yeah, they're becoming problems. But I'm going to keep doing this until I have the slime I need, and then we will do what we got to do. Alright, and after a night of AFKing, I now have more than enough honey to do what I got to do. Curiously, most of my bees did seem to die overnight. Not sure what happened there, but I had about 3 left. So I spent some time this morning breeding up new bees, but that's a mystery for another day. We want a little more honey than that, actually. We want 3 full stacks. And do that. There we go. So all in all, excluding the AFK time, which doesn't really count, we're at about, I think about 6 to 6.5 hours of collecting stuff to do what we're going to do. Now keep in mind, clearing out that whole area was about 16 hours, so we're still way ahead of the gun here. So now all that's left is to build the machine over and over and clear out all the water. Let's get to it. And here it is. We are all cleaned out. Now, obviously, we got to run sand along the inside walls on that side and that side. That's just to clear up the water sources along there, and then the rest of the water will clear up. And then we have to clear up all of these pools as well. But the bulk of this is done. Now, the actual flying machine portion of this took me a little over 5 hours. So add an hour or 2 for the water there in these pools, and you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of anywhere from 12 to 15 hours, which is still less time than that one little section at the back took me. On an unrelated note, before I did the flying machine thinking, I was thinking maybe I should expand the amount of space I have, because I don't know if it'll be enough, and clearly I was insane. This is way more than space that I'll probably need, especially because, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but we're going to use a world eater to take this all the way down to bedrock. So my industrial district is going to be sea level to bedrock. So yeah, I should have plenty of space. Now, something I also need to do is I got to bring my bed and command block and all that down here. Because I don't want to have to fly up to get it every time. It's kind of a pain landing on that bed. It's a little easier when the sun goes down because I can just right-click and sleep in the bed, and then I can press the button. But that being said, I think it's time to clean up the rest of this and then move on to the rest of the episode. All right, and we have cleaned up the water along the sides. We've also moved our portal and our bed and everything up here. Which there was not really any point in putting it down there, as we're going to be getting rid of all that anyway, so it would have just created the same problem. So everything's up here now. As I mentioned, this book we want to look into more. And I think the best way to do that is to go off to the library. And the only place I know of where libraries exist is in strongholds. So let's go ahead and hop to the stronghold and find the library. I believe it was this way. And there we are. Now, these kind of... Yeah, this is the way we broke in last time. Now, these kind of bookshelves, you can't obviously pull any books out of. Let's just get rid of this and this. But if they have any of the chiseled bookshelves, there may be some books in there. So we're just looking for that. And let's go ahead and get rid of some of these. There should be a way up as well. Oh, there's the ladder over over the floor that doesn't exist anymore. All right, I guess we'll have to mine a few things out. There we go. Okay, we have some chiseled bookshelves, and we have some books in them. Let's see. Whoop. The Evil Menace. Bats are eroding library collections, and why they must be eradicated. Well, that doesn't sound like what we're looking for. This one. The Life of Tribulin Langthorn, a biography of the greatest magical user the world has ever seen. Again, interesting, but not what we're looking for. Of Bats and Books, why keeping bats in libraries is not a nuisance, but rather good for both the books and their keepers. All right. Still not what we're looking for. It's all very interesting, though. Oh, we got some books in here. Eye armor trim. Let's grab that. And we just make sure we're not missing any more chiseled books or any more books in chisel shelves. The Lost Portal of Agasto Helga. He did mention something about the Lost Portal, so that's probably what we're looking for here. And of course, we're going to keep looking for. Set that one aside. We're going to keep looking for any that. Magic and You, an examination of the responsibilities and ethics of proper magic use. That's definitely not what we're looking for. And I think that's it. Oh, nope, I missed one. Up here. Malicious Magic. I'm sick and tired of pretending magic is good for the world and why everyone else should be as well. Wow. Somebody had some strong opinions, huh? All right, let's go ahead and read the Lost Portal book. The Lost Portal of Agasto Helga. A look into the mythological portal and where it would lead. The legendary mythological Lost Portal of Agasto Helga. Could it exist? Well, no. However, enough of mages seem to think so, and so I have been asked to investigate. I will not make you read to the end. I have found no evidence that the portal ever existed. As such, the topic of this reading will focus on it as a mythological portal, and I will put forward my theories about where it could have led. To settle the questions those who believe it does exist are bound to have, I went into this investigation 100% believing this portal did not exist. That being said, I did put my best foot forward, finding any evidence that it did in fact exist. I scoured all written sources, looked for oral histories that may have gotten passed down between generations, and I even hired exploration parties to go searching predicted locations for any signs of a portal, or signs a portal may have been there at some point. Written sources are suspect to say the least. Every one of them was written by an author who is either completely unknown, went completely insane as they aged, or were already known to be insane at the time of publishing. Still, I pushed on, reading through each and every one. Desperate for any answers, I searched for any clue that would counter my own beliefs and found none. Oral histories were also a bust. Few exist, and those that do cannot stand the test of reason. Likewise, not one of my exploration parties reported anything that would indicate any kind of portal ever existed. I thought a man I hired to search one of many may have found something, as they had not returned. However, after interviewing those close to him, it appears he has a habit of taking these contracts and running with the money. I will consider it a loss and move on. In short, I must conclude that this portal never has, does not currently, nor will ever exist. Now that we have that out of the way, let us consider, for a brief time, that the portal was real. Where would it come from? Where does it lead? And why would it be so hard to locate? The portal is thought to have been created by a mage by the name of Helga. I have been unable to determine if this was a real person at all, never mind if that is his first or last name. However, going forward in this publication, I will refer to them as Helga as if that is their first name. They have been referred to as several different titles: the Keeper of the Mages, the Force of Magic, even the Mayhem of Magic, just to name a few. It seems who this person was will have to remain a mystery. As for where the portal would lead, there are more theories than there are people who believe in its existence. Some say it leads to a safe haven for mages to practice their craft. Understandable, considering the Second Era Crusades. Others say it leads to another world entirely, where the laws of physics differ greatly from ours. Still, others say it's a place where magic is unable to be used, forcing mages to learn real skill so that they can navigate the real world without the need for use of magic for everything. The leading theory, however, is that it is a place that houses the secrets of magic ever collected. These, however, are mere theories, and if the portal did exist, I like to imagine it would lead somewhere our minds would not be able to guess. The final question is also the final nail in the coffin for the belief this portal exists. Why would it be so hard to find? No matter your theory about where this portal would lead, it would need to be located by mages at the very least. Considering the generations that have come and gone searching for this portal, it's hard to imagine it skating under the radar from the best mages the world has ever produced. In closing, I will say this. If this portal were to exist, given how difficult it has been to locate, the one who finds it would have to be some sort of super mage, dwarfing our abilities and looking down on us as mere insects when compared to their own abilities. Alright, so we seem to have differences of opinion. One person who very much believed it did exist, and one person who studied and said, no, it definitely doesn't exist. Not sure. I don't see any other books in here. I don't see any other resources, so for now we might be at an end. We are going to take all of these books, though, because never have too many books. Piercing 4, Aqua Affinity, and Quick Charge, sure, and Depth Strider and Piercing. Alright, so with that mystery out of the way, I think it's time to head back to the base. Alright, and we've gone ahead and made a few of the chiseled bookshelves, and we will put these books in them for safekeeping. And it appears, at least for now, and we'll put that one, that's the Lost Portal one, so we'll put that one out separate. It appears that, at least for now, the mystery of the Lost Portal will have to remain a mystery. Okay, with that being settled, I turn my attention back to this. I think we're not going to bring a bunch of villagers back here again. That was a major undertaking. Getting the zombie up here to zombify and cure them was a pain as well. So I think what we're going to do instead, let's actually put that in my valuables chest for safekeeping. I'm not sure what armor trim I'm going to want yet, so... And then, I mean, this stuff can just kind of go... Oh, let's... Can I store a book and quill in these things? I can. Perfect. Nothing else I really care about that much. We are going to grab some more rockets. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go to the industrial district. We're going to look for a village I haven't yet discovered. Hopefully one exists. Find some land. And we're just going to turn them into the traders that we need. We don't even need really all those enchantments again. We kind of got our gear set with our backup gear. It'd be nice to have just in case something does happen where I lose my gear, but for now, not sure if there's... Oh, is that one? There we go. All right, so we are going to do some stuff to protect this village, and then we're going to make a whole bunch of traders here. So we need stuff. And there we have it. We have surrounded all the accessible points with bamboo, and then we ran out of bamboo and continued using dirt. But the villages are protected. So we're going to turn this into our villager trading area and turn all these guys into traders. And then we'll probably bring a zombie in, let him zombify and cure everybody, all that fun jazz. But I think this is going to be a good place to leave it for the episode. off camera, I'm going to get to work on this. And thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.